Today, on AlphaMail Mondays, Canelo vs. Saunders. What a crap fight. UFC fighters having sex with Dana White? Alleged. Bill Gates gets divorced. What's the message? Am I Bleach? Serena Williams on some next-ish? Kevin Samuels and Umar, WWF-ish. Peace, power, and positive vibes. AlphaMail Mondays, once again, yours truly, Nafir Nun, your host, alongside Culture Rich in the back here. Say what's up.
Bless up, welcome.
Everything and nothing at the same time. That's the balance. Now, getting right into it. Canelo versus Saunders. We had a bit of fight stuff going on this weekend here. UFC was a little bit lackluster, to be honest with you. Bellator had a guy, MVP. I don't know why I say Neil Magny, but Neil Magny did a decent job as well. But either way, Michael Venom Page. This guy is a phenom. People are always underestimating this guy. And he got knocked out one time by being flashy, but I know he wants to get the rematch with that. They have a nice tournament going on in Bellator as well. But either way, MVP made a guy's nose disappear on Saturday night. I was watching the fight, and he did a really nice fake out. It was like, I don't even know how he caught that angle, but dude's nose disappeared. So that's that for that. But now, fight was over after that. Now, the major fight on the weekend was Saul Canelo Alvarez.
The Red Rocket.
Yes, the Ginger Ninja. You know what I mean? So, this dude here is widely respected as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on planet Earth in the boxing world. Now, me, I don't buy it. Personally, I don't buy it. I knew he was going to beat up Billy Ho Saunders. And we're going to call you Billy Ho from now on, okay? Because you are a piece of crap. And we know this from your dealings with Mr. Kinahan that we talked about earlier on, and how you tried to... We're not even going to get too far into you, Mr. Ho. But you said that you were going to do the job and you're not going to quit and all this cap. And bro, you took one good punch the whole fight. You were up. You were winning the fight. I know that in Vegas, it was in Texas, sorry. The judges for Canelo, generally speaking, are going to give it to Canelo. We know how it works. But you were up on the cards, brother. And I'll tell you this. That sit down and I'm not coming out to fight because you punched me in my eye too hard. I've seen girls fight and have more damage than that and continue. So we know you were fighting for the money. You know you weren't going to win. Canelo always does this cherry pick. So as I would say, and I know I might take some flack for this, but Ginger always picks cherry and never picks chocolate.
So who are some of the top black fighters? Like, I know there's a lot of strong...
Charlo's been calling this guy out. Moved up division. Andrade's been calling this guy out.
Yeah, there's a lot of strong black fighters.
And these guys are undefeated guys.
Yeah. Oh, that's the problem.
So it's like any athletic, skilled fighter with certain timing and certain natural attributes is going to beat Canelo. Mm-hmm. And that's why for the last, I think it's like 9 years, he fought like one black guy. And these guys are trying to say, oh yeah, he's the guy. We all see what's up and we understand the code.
The one black guy he fought was Mayweather.
Jacobs. No, Mayweather. Yeah. After Mayweather, he fought one black guy.
Oh, okay.
And Mayweather sparked it. He fought one other black guy and that's it. And now men have been calling him out. Andrade, with press conference, came up there and said, yo, bro, big talk. And Canelo's like, you're never going to get the fight. Get the F out of here. You're a crappy fighter. Crappy fighter? Mm. Bro, Canelo looks sloppy. He doesn't even look good. Saunders, You beat a Brit level fighter, and sorry, that's what it is.
And he was behind on the card.
And you were behind on the card.
I don't really watch Canelo fights.
I'm not okay. I didn't plan on watching it, but we were playing dominoes and stuff, and it was on, so I caught little pieces of it and whatever. It was unentertaining. The cards before that, the fights before that, were better on the card.
Yeah, I seen the highlights. The highlights didn't even have any highlights.
Bro, it was waste of time until you saw Canelo Alvarez,
Red Rocket,
Mr. Ginger. When Ginger wanna mix it up with chocolate, wake me up. Until then, that's that for that. In other fight news, the UFC, there was a fight that happened that was supposed to happen between Donald Cerrone and Diego Sanchez. Now, Diego Sanchez is a legend in the UFC, and so is Donald Cerrone. And I respect Donald Cerrone for his fight spirit, for his fighting spirit. He's never really impressed me as a guy that's ever going to win the championship or anything like that, but his fighting spirit is high level, and I enjoy watching him fight and kind of enjoy watching him get beat up too sometimes. But he's going to fight Diego Sanchez, and Diego's been moving really weird as of late. He hired this new trainer named Joshua Fabia, and to me, do you ever see this thing on Netflix called Bikram Yoga? The Bikram guy?
Yes.
This Joshua Fabia guy is like a Bikram, bro. Like, and it's like
he's got a lot of
falling
esoteric kind of, yeah.
Bro, this guy in a training video, you're gonna post it up here. He has Diego Sanchez hanging upside down, like in a prayer position, but it's really a punching bag. And Fabia is kicking him and punching him like, you're the dominatrix, bro. And Fabia is like this 5'2" guy, looks very feminine. There's pictures with them in their underwear on the bed. Certain questions are coming up, etc., etc. But either way, Fabia is not liked. And it seems like he was going to start to create some legal drama for the UFC, and they cut Diego Sanchez.
Oh, wow.
Before the fight.
He had a fight, contract fight.
Yesterday. Saturday is supposed to happen, right? So now Diego Sanchez is speaking out. And there's been times when other fighters have said they'll spill the beans on what's going on in the UFC as well. And it was frowned upon heavily. Tyrone Woodley said it, and he was frowned upon heavily. And something has come out along the lines. Well, Diego Sanchez says that...
What's he saying?
Some UFC fighters are sleeping with the boss. Well, it's female fighters.
Oh, you scared me, bro.
It's female fighters. Bro.
So Dana White sleeping with the female...
I know that people make these insinuations because these guys are wrestling and they're always rubbing up, but I guarantee you that if those... Dana White ain't raping those guys. Those guys would rape Dana White if they were into that.
All right, I've had enough of that thought.
You know what I mean? That's like that. But if it's coming to the woman thing, like to get your way into certain positions and whatnot, listen, like. So
he's the Weinstein, allegedly. He's the Weinstein of the.
Allegedly, he's the Weinstein. But the thing is that the MMA community is treating it as like, oh, well, big deal. I figured he'd be sleeping with those girls. There's some sexy girls in there.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I would kind of say the same thing, man. I would kind of say you're the man in power. You get your pick of the spoils, I guess. And to say that he's sleeping with these women is not something far-fetched, I'm sure.
Of course it's not far-fetched, but we got to keep the same energy. Because if you're throwing Bill Cosby under the bus, you're throwing everybody under the bus for doing these type of things when you know for a fact. I sell shea butter in my store and I get offers. Selling shea butter? These guys can change your life. I can change your skin, yes. But these guys can change your life. And you don't think they're getting offers?
Of course they get.
So like for me, when
so you're upset. You're upset at the fact that people are.
The energy is shifted.
Yeah. Well, come on.
You know what I mean? And so like to me, I'm not upset about it. It's just another example of how everybody's playing dumb. They'll stick to their code and justify whatever they want to justify when they want to justify it. So for me, it's just like, there you go again. So you can't. I don't really hold the opinions of a lot of the fans of things in high esteem, unfortunately, because as we know, followers follow whoever's leading, And generally, you end up following some type of an asshole. So that's what they say, and that's that for that. In other news, the techies know, and the people that follow big money, they know that Bill Gates got divorced.
Wow.
So the talk is, well, if the richest man on the planet can't satisfy his wife, what's the point in getting married? Are we all this naive? Bill Gates is hiding money. When you're a certain status levels in life, there's always a bigger play.
Yeah,
now,
for sure.
We all know that if you look at what's her name, Melinda Gates?
Melinda Gates,
if you look at, it's like, I don't know, man.
What do you mean? What?
That's like Merlin Gates.
Wow.
But anyway, Melinda Gates now, her pictures in the past look different than her pictures now.
Even Bill looks different. Both of them look different.
But Bill, his look isn't as different.
As drastic as hers, but they both.
If you're going to do plastic surgery as a woman, you're trying to improve and look more like a woman, right?
Yeah, boy.
So,
but I'm with that kind of talk of on another level, because Bill Gates is not someone I like to give a lot of attention to, because basically he's like a super villain, or he's basically a super villain, credited as a super villain with all the shit.
Yeah, I'll give him credit. These guys are.
They're just the face of the foolishness. Just the face of the foolishness.
Face of the effery.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But yeah,
the foolishness is good.
Yeah,
like it.
the talk is if a man has that kind of money, and him and the next guy, the Amazon guy, right?
Well, Bezos.
And Bezos, they both got divorced.
They're hiding money.
It could be.
You know how much money Bill Gates gave to his wife to go put aside somewhere right before the divorce?
Well, how much is that?
A couple bill.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's like.
They say that Bill and the wife must have rented out an island off of Grenada to spend while the news broke, because she didn't want to answer any questions from the media, and that island cost her $150,000 or something a night. You know what I mean? So that's
monkey money.
Monkey money to them.
Monkey money. They don't operate in money anymore. They don't operate in money anymore. So it's like she knows. Well, yeah, let's say she knows that Bill Gates is dealing with other things.
Bigger things.
Okay? Like, I mean, girls and whatever and all kind of stuff. Remember Weinstein and remember Islands.
And population control.
And remember all kind of stuff, right? So, allegedly, right? So, you see, that situation is unnecessary to be broadcasted. The only reason why it's being broadcasted is so that you can miss the forest while staring at a tree. Yeah. As we discussed before. Okay.
I think the numbers from all the profit from the vaccines came out, and then a couple of weeks after now, all the companies.
A bunch of stuff from the vaccines came out.
No, but I'm saying Bill and Melinda are the vax king and queen of the world. I'd say their whole mission is vax. You know what I mean? Other than like the Pfizer Corporation, the Johnson & Johnson Corporation.
I was going to ask you, who do you think has more money? Bill Gates or Pfizer?
Of course, Pfizer. Pfizer's the whole, the whole thing.
So a certain amount of this repping.
You're right. You know
repping.
What I mean? Exactly.
Like you have out in this corner, that's Bill Gates.
Bill Gates, exactly.
That's Bill Clinton, guys. That's Biden and Trump and all. And in this corner, hailing from, that's who that is, bro. Let's get it on. That's who that is. And so when people are saying these guys they have a lot more power than me. They have a lot more power than you to influence because the platform is that heavy. But these guys don't call no shots. You know what I mean? Because John Wick is a call away. John Wick is easy to reach.
They're not John Wick and Bill, bro.
No.
So, but what does that mean for the regular guy like us now that can't,
They'll John Wick Bill. They'll Wick a Bill.
Well, what does it mean for a guy like us now? How are we going to keep our women, man? And we ain't got billions of dollars. If these guys couldn't do it, you know what I mean?
Those guys are keeping their women.
Oh, you're saying this is just a play?
Woman. Allegedly. So, honestly, man, Melinda's, come on, bro. You seen the pictures.
I seen the pictures. Her
jaw's like a mole room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, the thing is, right, is that build it and they will come. When it comes to keeping women, there's a lot of things that are being floated around as to how to keep women. And we're going to aside into something right now quickly. I'm in a Facebook group, okay? Well, sorry, was in a Facebook group. I am notorious for getting kicked out of Facebook groups, okay?
Every month this guy's
kicked out of almost every non-black vegan.
You're an agitator, bro. That's what I've been telling you.
Because these guys talk so much garbage. The hungry hippos. You know what I mean? All this hypocrisy. So in this group, with this Kevin Samuels fan group, I realized quickly that it's a haven for misogynistic men.
I can see that though. That makes sense.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is though, is that it's like, see what Kevin Samuels have. Sorry, like, I'm not going to use your material, Kevin Samuels, and I know you don't really like people getting into your content too much, but this is really my content, and I'm just going to show you how the flex works here, okay? You know how flex works, but I'm just going to show you what I've been observing. So these guys out here, they do have, their voice has been silenced, so much so that they want to speak. But the only thing worse than a bitter woman is a bitter man. When I started noticing that with the men are a bunch of guys that are not, they're a bunch of young guys that are not nearly ready to call themselves, as Kevin Samuels would say, high value. So I would put a couple of posts up in there just to test the waters. And this last one really pissed people off. And I don't know why it pissed so many people off, but I do know why it pissed people off. And this is why. Because the post said something along the lines of, if you're 28 years of age or older, and you still regularly play video games, I hope you have $200,000 in your bank account. Hashtag child's play. So a lot of guys came on and were vexed, saying, well, that's not true and that's not fair. Do you realize that you're outing yourself, my friend? You're saying that you're the 28, 29, 40, 50-year-old that sits down on the couch and plays video games while there's work to be done. This is the thing that I'm going to say about the men holding on to women, and we're going to circle right back to that. There's a lot of dudes out here that are watching material from the MGTOWs and from all these guys claiming to be this and claiming to be that. And they're running with they're cherry picking points. And so now you're saying, okay, that works here, but it doesn't work everywhere else. And so now you have, let's say, 20% of the traits to be considered a high value or a top tier man, but you want to be dealing like you're a top tier, high quality, high value man. But bro, if you are, what's understood don't need to be explained. So that we're gonna get back more into that stuff in a little bit later segment here in the show, but that's that for that. One of our favorite segments, the top 5.
Top 5.
So today we're going to discuss, or we're going to give our ratings of our top 5 favorite, or let's say scariest horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
So who's going to start today? Flip a coin?
Yeah, you can
Rock,
go.
paper, scissors?
You go ahead.
Okay, so I have a bunch of honorable mentions here, and to be honest, like some of these movies are all in the same kind of category-ish, but I would have to say
number 5.
my number 5 movie that I would say did it like that was Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity. I don't know if I remember that one. Go on.
It seemed like a reality. It seemed like it was a real thing.
What was the plot of that one? I can't remember.
It was like they're filming in their house, like regularly, just in their house.
Yes.
And it was like...
yeah, I remember that
and
one.
it was like, it felt like it was real. That one felt... Blair Witch Project is another one from before that felt like it was real.
Yeah, they kind of piggybacked on that idea and they made it a lot better.
But this one, and they have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And to me, that whole franchise is nice. I would say that in retrospect, I'm probably going to have to say that's my number 5.
All right.
And don't worry, guys. I got him again this week.
Nobody's worried. You're living in your own head. All right, so here's my number 5. Now, this movie I rate it as one of my favorite movies. It's not the scariest movie, but
we're talking scary.
Has a lot of scares in it, and a lot of
Why are you always changing the rules,
suspense. Can I finish? A lot of suspense in it. So I'm gonna put one of my favorite movies as my 5. Get Out. Get Out isn't really a scary horror movie, but it had a lot of suspense in it. Get Out, great movie.
Get Out's a great movie.
Great movie. Let me
bro.
finish. Can I finish? Please. Thank you. All right, so everybody loves Get Out. So Get Out had the just the plot twist of it, the suspense in it, the cutting of the brain is a little bit. You should be. You should be if you're not. If you're not, you should be. Anyway, so yeah, my number 5 is Get Out.
You like that? I know. Let's so relax, man. We're not racist here, right? You have to throw a certain jab periodically. Okay, so my number 4. Now, the thing is with these movies here, there are probably going to be ones that maybe come out that are more scary, maybe. But I mean, for what it did to me in my side,
I agree with that, man. I agree with that
because everything evolves, and so with special effects and things like that, they look more real. But when I was a kid, the thing looked real. So like, number 4 for me would be Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, that's up there.
Because I didn't want to go to sleep. Like I was like, can I stay up tonight? And then I remember. This is another aside. We can talk about this some other time in another podcast. But my dream life is very interesting. It seems like I go into the same dimension every night. Like every night. Like if it was like, let's say, Younger the Restless, or let's say it was Grandizer, or let's say whatever it was. Whatever, I go there every night. So I've been having reoccurring dreams for a very long time. So now...
And then that was about
a scary
dreams.
One.
Shit. And he lived in your dreams.
I'm living in the dream. I had to learn how to control my dreams at a very young age, or else I'd be a psychopath. I might be psycho now, but I'll be way off the cliff by now. If I
Nightmare on Elm Street,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Good.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Number 4. We're smashing up this list.
Yo, I think what you said is so true. It's like some of these movies came out. Well, one of mine came out. The next one I'm going to say.
Well, the last one came out when you're an adult and you're still scared, right?
Well, that one's terrifying. You already summed it up. Why you should be afraid. So my number 4.
I'm gonna play dumb like
my number 4 is The Omen. Man, that's a classic movie. I think that's in the 70s that came out.
Omen 1 or Omen?
The first Omen.
The first Omen. That was.
And I think. Damien. I don't know, man.
My name was going to be Damien.
Because
my mom saw the movie.
Right?
Straight up. This is no lie. This is no cap.
So I don't know what it is with kids and scary movies. It just makes me freak out even more, man. Kids and scary movies and the way they adapt to the whole... And a lot of movies that came after that kind of played with the kind of exorcist and the kind of possession of... So that was one of the original type of movies that gave you that type of plot.
I don't know if it was original, but it was up there.
It was up there. It was one of the biggest movies that kind of dealt with that kind of theme.
In the honorable mentions, we'll talk about another one that's there.
And that one, when I seen that in the 80s, man, and that's
in my honorable mentions.
That's my number 4.
Omen 2. Omen 2 scared. That one was the one that messed me up.
Yeah.
Because I was actually looking in my head to see if I saw the number 666. Like, really.
So that was my number 4, The Omen. So what's your number 3?
Number 3, Candyman.
Well,
Candyman. We were saying Candyman 5 times a year.
Man.
We weren't doing it. Okay? So regardless of what anybody wants to say, at that time when that movie came out, we weren't saying Candyman 5 times in the mirror because we were scared. There's no other reason why you wouldn't do it unless you were scared. I know there's people right now who won't do it because they're scared. They seen that movie at one time and I was like, yeah, we don't want that guy. When the guy is sitting down, remember when the woman did it or something like that, and she for the psychiatrist, and he's and then this guy just ripped him and he's sitting down all the way to the top, like the look on his face. These movies here,
Candyman, bro.
Like
Trust me, that's a good
That
pick.
did something to
Good
me.
pick. Can't say nothing about that pick. Okay, my number 3, I'm going with The Ring. The Ring to me was, man.
That was the next one.
It was like
bro.
a fusion of like
That
them
was
time
the
that you're like
next one.
them time that you're renting blockbuster movie. Them time there's like blockbuster time. So you have the movie
For a minute.
Yeah. So the way they tied the technology and the sign of the times at the time
Bro.
with the scare and
You
the,
didn't want your phone to ring.
buddy.
You
That
did not
was
want
like-
your phone to ring. You're like, should I watch this part right now? Should I watch this part?
The
Is
Ring,
my
man.
phone gonna ring?
Yeah. The Ring, man. That was a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So that's my number 3.
That's my number 2.
Yeah, The Ring, yeah.
The Ring.
Trust me.
That's my number 2 because what it did.
Yeah.
It's the actual thing where it's like, I don't want my phone to ring to get this thing. And you see this woman with this hair.
Yeah, man.
Like, listen, man. I've had dreams where the TV's on and there's some scary thing on the TV and I go to the TV to turn it off and I'm turning it off and it's not turning off. And now the thing's coming out of the TV and they did it in the movie.
That's why you have to give credit to those writers. You know what I mean? They delve into the psyche of, trying to see what's...
Yeah.
They're like roller coaster builders, right? Trying to see what can get your blood pumping. So, all right, what's your number? My number 2,
Yes.
I'm going to go with The Exorcist.
Number 2, eh?
Oh, my gosh. The Exorcist, The Exorcist, not a lot of action sequences, let's call it. Right? But
You don't remember it?
I remember it. It wasn't like...
There's a lot of action sequences in that.
When that girl's head turned around, brother.
Bro,
That was it, man.
Jesus Christ.
That was it, man.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
There's a lot of action in there, bro.
Yeah. Man, Exorcist, that had me. But my number 1's the only one that had me more. But
Really?
Exorcist, yeah.
Actually, this is my number 1.
Yeah?
I remember sitting down with my dad. And Dad, I want to watch a movie, Dad. I want to watch a scary movie with you, Dad.
Well, you talked about this on the
Right,
podcast. Yeah,
right.
yeah,
It's not no cap. I can tell you the story exactly the same way again. And then now I want to... The head turn around, I'm like,
That was it,
wait,
man.
sit down here, idea. Wait, you're watching this tonight?
That was
watching
it,
this
man.
tonight? Dad!
The way they did that movie was brilliant.
Listen,
man.
that stuff was too much for much, so...
Exorcist, your number 1.
That's my number 1.
So my number 1?
We did it to that movie. I didn't watch that movie until a few years later. What's your number 1?
My number 1 is Candyman.
Oh, for real?
Candyman,
For real.
yo, that was
For
the
real.
scariest...
Our lists are pretty similar this week.
That was the scariest thing I've ever seen at that time, bro.
I seen it
That
in the
was-
theater.
It was too... You can't go in the mirror.
The music was serious.
Yo,
like-
man. It was a black dude.
That's my dad right there.
The hook,
That's
the
what
beast.
hook, yo.
Nah, man. That had me, man. That was brilliant.
Yeah, because we see the reason why the movies that scared me the most at the time were movies that involved Satan
Mm.
and the devil. Because I was caught up in that construct. Right? So that's why those movies were the scariest to me. Now when I watch those type of movies, I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, the demons exorcising the demon? How is the Catholic priest as the wickedest man on planet Earth getting rid of the demon? This is nonsense.
Well, what's funny
And
is
then
that there's a lot of people that still live in that construct. So you can see why the horror movie industry is still
but for
thriving.
me, I'm like, when I watch it, it's a joke thing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
the imaginary friend. So Snuffleupagus is taking out the demon, right? Give me you know what I mean? So they don't really. Now the ones that start to mess with me nowadays, but it doesn't do it to me as much as those that did.
Well, we're younger them time. You know
But
what
like
I mean?
movies like remember Hostel?
Hostel, yeah.
Those was that could happen, bro.
Like Saw and them kind of.
Saw is happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Saw. You see when them guys go onto those islands, those high level.
Get Out
islands?
is happening.
Oh, Get Out happens all day.
Right?
But I mean, like you see on the Epstein Islands,
Yeah.
when men are getting hunted and all kind of things. Where you think they get
That's
the
it.
movies from?
Yeah.
See Australia and the outback, a certain place there, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man.
That's not nice.
Candyman, The Exorcist. I can't see nothing wrong with those two. Those are really good, scary ass movies.
But now, see, Candyman still like because the esoteric spirituality it's real. But you see, when it comes to like the devil and this guy, listen, you know, I send a duppy my way. I will attach some strings to it and it'll be a marionette and I'll send it right back to you. I'm not afraid of them things there, eh? Haitian vibe, oh, yeah, all kind of thing. I'm not worried about that.
So
certain spirits are strong. I'm not worried about that. But like the honorable mentions.
Yeah. What are your honorable mentions?
More where I'm like, these things happen, bro.
Yeah.
So in my honorable mentions is Omen Part 2. Halloween 2 messed me up. Halloween 2, when they had the thing blinking on the television where so subliminal image, I was like, hey, wait, so everything's subliminal imagery on TV? I was getting kind of messed up from there.
Saw is one of my honorable mentions. The whole kind of catalog of Saw is good.
Saw's, that franchise is amazing.
Yeah.
That franchise is amazing.
Yeah.
I would say Child's Play. Child's Play was a pretty good one.
Nah, Chucky's never really got me.
Well, you have to remember, like, I have a couple of years on you. When I was a young guy, there was a rumor going around in the newspapers, National Enquirer, which is such a reputable,
newspaper,
reputable news outlet. They had something in there about Cabbage Patch Doll murdering people, got possessed.
Yeah, and Chucky looked like a Cabbage Patch.
To me, it's like, wait, so dolls murder people? And I'm like a kid, right? And there was another one on Twilight Zone where the doll. Did you ever see that Twilight Zone episode?
No, I
It's like, I'm going to kill you. And like, it's like, yeah, so dolls can kill people. I have a bunch of dolls. You turn it, well, not me, but there's a bunch of girls in my family. There's a bunch of dolls. You put the doll back and then or you bring it up and the eyes roll up. It's a weirdo thing.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, right? So Chucky kind of, when he said, fuck you, bitch, I was like, you, the dolls are going to murder people. So Chucky was, I was a kid though, right? It was funny, but it was...
that's why, the comedy in it kind of took it out. But
it was still like, I didn't want a good guy's doll.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? The Grudge was also good. I thought The Grudge.
Mm-hmm.
I find the Japanese have a pretty good take on the horror movie stuff. You know which one was a really good horror movie The Serpent in the Rainbow.
Never seen that. Never even heard of that.
That one's a wicked one. That one's about my ancestry, Haitians. Well, Haitian in Trinidad. I more claim Trinidad, but like, my great-great-granduncle was the 12th president of Haiti, so we gotta big him up, Michel Domingue. Now anyway, in Haiti, there's this thing about creating zombies. Like, they really were creating zombies in Haiti. Did you hear about that?
No, I never heard of that.
Yeah, like they have a chemical elixir that will stop your heartbeat. Bro, there's a dude that, in real life, that he came back after he was dead. And he said that, he can remember being captured, and they found him, and he was like in a thing where for years he was gone. And when they seen him, it was like, wait, that's you, bro. We had your funeral. You know what I mean? So this is real stuff.
It's crazy.
As a Serpent in the Rainbow, it was talking about zombie stuff and like how people a white guy went down there who was trying to figure out some stuff and he got turned into a zombie, right? And so he's trying to get back out, whatever, right? So, that stuff happens. It's real life stuff. So when it comes to that kind of thing where it can really happen, I find those are the ones that now kind of get me a little bit more agitated. But the devil stuff is kind of like, whatever now, So top 5, those are the ones that affected me the most. I still think, even though our lists were comparable, that I smashed them down and gave me this superior star with a smile. And that's that for that. Them my bleach. Them my bleach out them skin. Serena Williams has been seen with some questionable looks recently. And it's been kind of going viral online.
Yeah, we were discussing this earlier, and we kind of have a different kind of take on it.
I don't know if it's that different.
First off,
her look is different.
She definitely looks different, but how much of it is like the photo makeup and the photoshopping and all that, or is a lot of it the cosmetic surgery, or like you're saying, bleach?
Could be makeup. I don't know.
Could be makeup.
Bleach. Could be whatever.
Could be makeup.
Okay, now I don't know if she bleached her skin or not. I don't really care. But like,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
them I bleach out them skin. So this is what I would say. People are acting like, wow, I can't believe. Remember, you guys were saying she's winning. She's winning. She picked the.
She's winning for marrying the Reddit guy.
Even though she's worth what, 5-10 times the.
Yeah, you were telling me that she's worth more than him.
Like she's winning.
Yeah.
But when the NBA guy picks the girl that looks like a 10 out of 10 in the magazine, but it's not a black girl, he's not winning, right? But she could pick the weirdo that runs Reddit that's worth a hell of a lot less, and she's winning.
The whole time I thought he was richer than her. I don't know why.
I knew he wasn't.
But like, know what, yeah.
Serena's heavy, eh?
Serena's a heavy.
She's heavy.
Yeah, she's heavy, man.
So she's probably one of the top paid female athletes on the planet.
No, just athletes. Just athletes. I don't
Even
know.
athletes?
Even just athletes.
I don't know, because some guys make some bank right now.
We checked. She's like $200 and
something
million.
Right?
That's got to be up there, man.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, it's got to be up there.
Certain mans are heavy, eh?
Yeah,
but like, you see now, the thing is, like, remember, like Canelo got $350 million for his contract.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, certain guys that are heavy. So, but either way, for women, even okay, she's in the top 20.
She's got to be. She's got to be.
Period, right? So anyway, what's the surprise, guys? Did you think that her husband was gonna grow dreads, start eating ackee and sawfish, and say what a bomb? You thought that's what you thought was gonna happen?
What do you mean? It's
gonna go one of the two ways. One is gonna be influence over the other. We have media that's going to be repping what's going on. So the media is going to say that she is acquiescing to him or he's acquiescing to her. Just like with Prince William and what's her name again? Meghan Markle?
No, that's Prince Harry.
Prince Harry. Yeah. See how they're saying how she's making him be more like her or whatever? There's always going to be one of the two
This is where we disagree. So, I don't think it's...
Well, you eat ackee and sawfish. You bread fruit.
I don't think it's necessary.
She's going to get blonde hair and eat bacon and eggs and ham.
I don't think it's necessarily the influence of... I'm not discrediting it. I'm just saying. Serena Williams is a public figure. Serena Williams is a woman and she's getting up there in age. All right, a lot of people in Hollywood that are in the public eye do things to change themselves, do things to make themselves feel younger or whatever. You're giving too much credit to the fact that Serena Williams been wearing blonde weave and blonde and dressing certain ways. First off, we don't know if it's necessarily bleach or if it's makeup.
Or whatever, right? But the makeup on the face. Okay, who's a makeup artist? So they made
who are makeup artists.
They made the makeup on her face look that much better than the ones on her legs, and it's the same picture.
It could be Photoshop too. It could be the edit. It could be a lot of different things. But what I'm saying, I'm not attributing it to him.
What they did.
I'm not saying it's him. You know what I mean? Because she wants to fit in with his section or his people.
I'm saying
no. I don't think so.
I'm saying that the parties that he goes to are heavier than the parties that she goes to. Even though he has less money than she does.
I would agree with that.
And she has to go among his people. So his people need to see that he's the alpha and that he wears the pants and she's acquiescing to him. So even if it has to be done optically in a magazine ad or whatever, even if that's not the way it happens in real life, but the optics of the situation has to be that she's acquiescing to him. And to me, that's how I look at it, and I'm not surprised in the least that they painted her in this light.
Painted her in this light.
Told you, superior statements, man. I'm a rapper, I can't help it.
Anyway.
No,
go on.
Can I finish? Yeah. I'm the end, eh? I'm a finishing expert.
Whatever.
Okay, so now you see, when it comes to that, even if in her heart of hearts, she doesn't feel that way. Even if she doesn't feel that way, what's going to be presented is being presented by the people that control our programming. The ones that want us to see whatever they want us to see. I don't believe how many times have we been telling our sisters we want natural? We want natural. And they're like, we don't believe you because the television said that we want this. They don't believe us, even though we're telling them to blue in the face, because the program says that. And that's what's being presented by the guys who run that type of programming. So I'm not saying that Serena even chose the lighting, chose the makeup job. I'm not saying none of that.
You know what? I'm saying she might have had a hand in it, but where I disagree with you is this. I don't think it's the influence of... I would agree that the parties that he goes to and the circle of influence that he has, I'm not saying hers is way less, but I think his is a bit stronger.
Much stronger.
Right? I'm not saying I disagree with the much stronger because Serena's been around a long time. She's got a lot of connections. She owns a football team.
She's a black woman.
She owns a football team.
She's a black woman.
Right? So, but I don't think it's the influence of trying to fit in with his section. I think it's more so of an aging person that's a public figure that's within a circle of people that does a lot of, cosmetic surgery or whatever. She's a mother, all these different kind of things. Women get different. When you're in the public eye, I'm sure I'm not in the public eye, but you're in your public eye, and every time you step out, people are looking at you and analyzing you. I'm sure that'll get to you more than your boyfriend's friends will get to you. So people that are in interracial relationships right now.
So you're gonna Melinda Gates yourself.
I don't see that in
so the cosmetic surgery or the makeup job you're gonna do is a Melinda Gates job.
Well,
that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go down. You're gonna make it look worse. Now, okay, just like a historical note, okay? Do you know? And this is something we're gonna talk about in another episode or another podcast episode. Do you know what was happening in the 1300s? In the 1300s, Europe was very poor, okay? And so when Mansa Musa went to Mecca, that was in the 1300s. That's not that long ago. The way they make it seem like, oh, black people were slaves the whole time. 1492 is when Christopher Columbus, they say, discovered America. The slave trade happens shortly after that, okay? So we're talking 100 years before that. They seen a black guy, and the way he was popping, they were like, holy crap. This guy had like 60,000 people in his entourage, 12,000 slaves. They're most like the indentured servants that they're working and going to get a paycheck after 4 or 7 years.
Where was he from?
Okay, Mali.
Okay.
And there's some more Mali news coming up.
Yeah, there's Mali news with that, right? That woman. Yeah. Right? We'll get to that later, yeah.
You see with Mansa Musa now, when he went to Mecca, that's when they're like, hey, we're suffering out here. This guy's popping like that. We gotta go check out there because there must be enough gold out there. So that's when they started checking for Africa, okay? And what started happening is the Portuguese started circling the coast, and when they would come into contact with the traders, the female traders, they would woo them and marry them. Okay? The black women traders who were very influential, already had the trade routes, already had the links, already knew when the things were coming in, already knew when they were going out. And this is when the Portuguese found out and could infiltrate. Okay? This is a history of the ones who are not as valuable coming into the ones that are more valuable and influencing the ones to their own destruction. So I'm not saying that this is what Serena Williams is orchestrating in her life on purpose. This is something that is just the way that Flex runs.
I don't know if that's it.
And I'm not saying that
she's a Hollywood woman that's under the influence of so much more. But
the people that are gonna frame the picture that we see of her are going to frame it the way that they want, not the way that she wants. And the way that they made it seem, they have her dragged through the mud.
That's true.
So this is what I'm saying. And so for me, the way it's being portrayed is that she is acquiescing. Not necessarily that she is, but that's the optic that they've pushed. And she's acquiescing because, as I said, what? He gonna grow dreads? Eat banana? That's what he gonna do? Become a Rasta? That's what he gonna do? Bomba red? No, dog. He's not gonna Prince Harry it because that's already an embarrassment.
What did Prince Harry do to actually?
He got people. You don't hear people that are saying how she wears the pants. How he reneged his throne for her. They don't see the game being played, but at the same time, they're looking like he's being put in a position and she run
just like you're saying, they're painting the Serena Williams that way. They're painting that way.
But they're painting that in a way because it's like, how could this British man of such influence be with such a Negro? And so that's what they're saying.
Such a Negro.
Negress. You know what I mean? And so they're saying the only way is that with the magic in her vaginal juices, they must have warped and they've seeped into his neuron pathway. And so they have to make some kind of rationalization for that. But in this other realm here, they made her look like a Kalafi.
Well, I want to see I want to see a couple pictures coming out in the future and see what she truly looks like.
People are always going on like Serena's wow. Listen, every single woman in my family is much more pretty in the face than Serena. Okay? So I don't know what happened to me. I don't know what happened to me. Okay? Don't ask me, ask them. But like, all the women in my family are much prettier than Serena.
We got a lot of love for Serena. I don't want to make it seem like we're shitting on Serena.
No, I never shit on Serena because she is a phenom. She is one of the best athletes on the
greatest female athlete of all time.
Of all time, potentially. Of all time. Potentially. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I've never. But the way that people try to put her on this pedestal, like she's so come on, dog. Come on, doc. Her body was a phenomenal specimen. That's a specimen there. Okay? Like, dang. You know what I mean? Like, let's get real, guys. So, them are Bleach. And that's that for that.
Shana Bleach, love the queen.
Now, this topic here is, I guess we could put it in the realm of celebrity gossip, but...
Maybe D-list celebrity?
I guess. D-list celebrity, I guess, right? But the information that these gentlemen provide us with, I think is very essential.
Yeah, real dudes. They're real
both
dudes.
Both of them, even though they're having some type of an argument right now, I think both of their information is vital.
Mm-hmm.
So, you see, we're talking about Kevin Samuels...
Versus.
You know what I mean?
Versus.
Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yeah. It's kind of weird seeing that, eh?
It isn't.
I thought it was weird.
It isn't. For me, it isn't. Because Dr. Umar Johnson went at guys in Toronto, too, that I know personally, and...
With the same kind of message about,
Wasn't the same kind of message.
No? Okay.
But basically, Dr. Umar... I think that he's very knowledgeable, but he acts immaturely periodically.
Oh, he's wild, bro.
He has
a lot of childish behavior.
He gets on sometimes.
He gets on,
right?
yeah.
And now Kevin Samuels, he doesn't really act childish, but he does do things that are over the top. Like, I've seen him cut people off when he doesn't have to cut them off, and, go a little bit further than he has to.
But you see with this Umar thing, I seen another side to Kevin Samuels. I'm not a big Kevin Samuels guy, like I know of him and stuff, but with this Umar, debate or beef, I've seen another side because he's always more cool and leveled and he's playing it cool. This one he got a bit more animated, and got a bit more outside of himself, so you can tell that, there's
Umar's getting to him.
Umar's getting to him. Yeah.
So, but this is the thing. You see now, this is basically Umar Johnson is saying that Kevin Samuels is like a beta male because he's dissing and finding a reason to diss all black women, and everybody should be calling every black woman a queen and a goddess and whatever. And honestly, when I heard this Yoniverse nonsense start coming out, I was like, what? So if I started saying, okay, you know what? What about the phallus verse? What about, so you know what? See, worship my hood. You know what I mean? Like, that, to me, it's like, what are you talking about?
That's not what the man is saying, man.
No, but I mean in the Yoni-verse, when I started seeing that come out, with the Yoni-verse, these women are really going on like, worship my Yoni, the pum-pum, okay? And it's like, oh, worship, and it's like, come on, man. You guys are taking things a bit too far. So people can take things too far with this mother goddess and all. You take it a bit too far. While I do honestly refer to the top women in my life as goddesses, I still am not going to go and just relegate that position to every woman just...
Can't do that.
On a regular.
Can't do that. Some girls out here haven't drank a bottle of water in 6 months. How you can call her goddess queen?
That's the parched pum.
Yeah.
so now, honest.
Just like there's guys out there that haven't drank a bottle of water in 6 months. You understand what I'm saying? So... That's just, it's logic.
That imagery is just horrible. Now, you see now...
Well, them drink Hennessy.
See now with Umar with this thing about the Prince of Pan-Africanism, and he seems that, you never heard him saying this stuff?
I've heard him say this.
So it's like, bro, you're claiming a lot. Now, when it comes to the work that you've actually done, I do know that you've done a lot of good work.
Yeah, he's done a lot of good work.
You've helped a lot of young black boys and girls avoid the snares of the special education system.
For sure.
Okay? And I respect you to the max.
He used to be respected for sure.
Now,
for sure.
We've brought him up here a couple of times and whatnot, right? And there was one interaction that I didn't enjoy personally, but like he wouldn't remember it. But either way, there was so much going on that I wouldn't even have held him accountable for that interaction that happened, because there was so much other stuff going on. Now, Kevin Samuels I have not interacted with personally in any realm, okay? Now, I would say that he is more reserved, he's articulate, and he knows what he's talking about. And when it comes to the realm of relationship dynamics between man and woman, he's not lying. Like, we can say that everybody has their opinion, but there's a guy that, remember, It ain't floating. At some point it will, but we're not sitting here waiting for it. So let's not discuss the exception to the rule. And generally speaking, Kevin Samuels is telling the truth. Certain truths that Kevin Samuels was telling, Dr. Umar knows. But I think what happened is Kevin Samuels, they had some interaction where Kevin Samuels brought his school into question.
Oh.
Okay?
He gets on about that. You don't mention his school, bro.
And so...
Don't mention about his school.
And now, see with the school thing, I run a business, okay? I know how much it costs to run a business. And my business is a small business. I have a house. I know how much it costs. I know how much we bought the house for, and I know how much the market's going for now. And if people are saying, well, you got $500,000, where's your school? You're a damn jackass. You don't get a school for $500,000. You don't get a home. In Canada, you're paying $1 million for a home, eh? So how much are you paying for a school?
Yeah.
So when you donated $500,000, but this is the problem, and I tried to show many of the conscious groups in Toronto the flex on this, and I got pushed back every time. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell the people, hey, this is what I want to do. Because everybody's going to find a flaw with it. So you have to set up some other incentive where people are getting something that they want. Something that they asked you for. They want a peanut butter sandwich? You're providing peanut butter sandwiches at this cost. And now a portion of that money goes to build the thing that you want to build. That's how you avoid the grievances. It's simple science. Okay? None of these guys took it on. But when I see Dr. Umar using that model, it's a model that's been used for so long that I don't really fault it, but I do know there's problems and headaches attached to it. So I see it and I'm like, okay, fair enough. But the pushback is, where's your school? You're scamming everybody. I don't know if he's scamming everybody. I really don't know. But there's holes that can be poked into your story now, bro.
We see with Umar and Kevin Samuels, I mean, it is a versus, so I'm going to pick a side. Kevin Samuels, Kevin Samuels and a bunch of other podcasters or influencers or YouTubian, what did Umar call them?
YouTubians.
YouTubians. So.
I call them wikiologists.
No, Umar had some funny phraseology for them. It was pretty good. They're coming and Kevin Samuels is giving relationship advice, which is important in terms of building
the black community. Yeah.
But Umar, like you said, he's done a lot more groundwork. He's done a lot.
He has actual credentials.
He has actual credentials, you know.
And to compare, that's why he's pissed off.
That's why, yeah.
You're comparing me to guys that have no credentials?
Yeah, exactly. So,
however, Dr. Umar, bro, you have 2 kids from 2 different women, no?
That's his personal business.
You were caught messing
What is Kevin Samuels divorced?
You were caught messing around with a stripper thing and then
I don't know about that, man.
Listen, and the man them got called out all over social media and got dragged like a sloppy guy. And this is the reason why you started taking flack. Because of that girl that got you. Listen, getting caught up by a girl, okay, in a strip. You're a single dude. You're a single dude that has swag. Your articulation is on the top tier, okay? You're gonna get boom boom. But so for you to say, well, Sullivan, and then now the thing is out there and saying, nah, dog, this thing looks like this and that. Now you look like a clown. So you should just be straight. Because nobody gives a crap, bro. You could have 7 wives. What you've done to help the youth not deal with the bullshit that they have to deal with in the nonsense school system. And listen, I don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, but especially that part of that thing there, you guys are really destroying the lives of a lot of black people. Okay?
Purposefully?
Yes. Not accidental. And Umar was helping that. So to compare Kevin Samuels and Umar, I understand Umar's beef. But for Umar now to come and say that Kevin Samuels is talking crap, that's where you're going to lose points again now, bro. Because you know that Boo2 ain't getting your number. Okay? You know this. Right? So, problem is this, Kevin Samuels. In a debate with Dr. Umar, you are getting destroyed.
Yeah, he'll murder
You
that
are getting
guy.
destroyed.
He will
So
murder
what
that
you need
guy.
to do, Kevin Samuels, unless you really want to go toe to toe with this dude here, and this guy's a monster when it comes to debating people.
Bro.
And I know you're educated, and I know you have
Not on certain
and
things,
you're finessed,
Yeah.
and you have your facts. In the debate world, you will get doused. There's no way you're standing with with Dr. Umar Johnson in the debate. Okay? I could know that 2 + 2 = 4 or 22. I do not want to debate this with Dr. Umar.
Mhm.
Dr. Umar can say 2 + 2 = a frog. It equals a carpet. I don't want to debate it.
But either way, all of this is counterproductive anyway. It's good.
No,
it's good
not.
fodder.
Okay, it's counterproductive in one way, but we were just talking about this. WWE, which was called WWF,
Mhm.
okay? They were fake fighting. But I'll tell you this. Any of those guys there will Brock man in real life. Okay? But they went from fake fighting and became the biggest thing on the planet at some point in sports entertainment.
Billions of dollars.
Because you had the heel and the hero.
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin Samuels and Dr. Umar, you have one's a heel and one's a hero.
Which one's which?
In my opinion, both of them are heels.
Okay.
And both of them are heroes.
Oh, come on.
Okay?
Yeah. You're on the fence.
I don't really ride the fence. As I say to you, you get splinters in riding the fence, right? So the thing is this. Kevin Samuels serves a purpose. And that purpose, that voice needed to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
And now people are starting to get on board and start to understand. Because, listen, if you're in the top 10% of things, you're going to be able to command certain things. You got A+ in school, you can get the scholarship. You can't cry that you didn't get the scholarship because you got 60%. You didn't get the privileges. And that's just the way it goes. Dr. Umar, he has helped so much people and has so much knowledge and understands the way that school system in which all of our children are subjected to operates. And so because of that, he's an important voice. So in my opinion, take the sides or don't take the sides or whatever. So don't write any of them off. Baby in bathwater. There's a proverb. And that's that for that. Now for some news from the continent.
Kenya. A cave site in Kenya's forests reveals the oldest human burial site in Africa. Scientists have found the oldest known human burial site in Africa, dating to about 78,000 years ago at a cave site called Panga ya Saidi, near the Kenyan coast. The remains of a child who was between 2.5 and 3 years old, laid to rest with the pillow, were found in the cave. The discovery, researchers said, sheds light on the development of early complex social behaviors in Homo sapiens.
85,000 years old, eh?
Mm-hmm. That's a grave. That's not even a...
Oh, that's a grave.
Yeah, that's not like bones being found. That's
a grave.
That's a grave being found.
So they've been around for some time before they dug a grave.
Yeah. Grave suggests that, you've had civil society at least for...
Well, okay, but...
A good while.
6,000 years?
Yeah.
6,000 years, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Now, we already knew that whole Judeo-Islamic paradigm was same shit, different toilet, only fit for the flushing. We already know this, okay? However, more and more evidence keeps coming out. Now, when we realize that certain things, like, why do they call the Atlantic Ocean the Atlantic Ocean? Now, I've been reading some information that says it's because of Atlantis. That's where the continent of Atlantis was, and that's what they call it the Atlantic Ocean. Makes sense to me. Also, they talk about Mu and Lemuria, and that being located in the Pacific Ocean. It was a much larger landmass, and that also sunk as well, but I think it perished by fire. So now when you think about the terms in the Bible and all the different religions all across the world, which if you do study them, they seem to have a common thread. There's always a deluge, and there's always a fire and a brimstone. So, 85,000 years, we're ancient people. We're not no 6,000-year-old people. And we've been around here for a very, very long time. And guess what, colonists? We ain't going nowhere.
We ain't. Okay, sorry.
That's that for that.
Kenya. Women in Kenya raise concerns over missing periods after COVID-19 jab. More than 85 women in Kenya have come forward claiming that their menstrual flow either came away earlier than expected or was yet to show up about 3 weeks after they received the AstraZeneca jab. This comes after global experts said more research is needed to continuously understand the vaccine's impact on women's bodies. The women fear the vaccine could have altered their menstrual cycles and want to know why this occurrence has not been listed among AstraZeneca's vaccine side effects.
How much more ways can we say it? Now, it's not just, it's like 85 women now are saying, yo, I'm having like grapefruit-sized clots come out my blood. Okay? So you see, this is not normal. This is not normal. And we've been saying that this infertility and all that kind of stuff, and it's only conspiracy and whatever, right? So fair enough. It's only conspiracy. But now countries are saying, hey, we don't want to have problem. Okay, so
let me ask you,
women had 9 babies?
Let me ask you, have you seen any of those kind of reports being broadcast over here? I haven't seen anything.
No.
Like I've seen like WhatsApp and TikTok and Instagram, but I never seen anything on
side
news.
Effect that they're reporting.
Yeah, that they're reporting.
And the Kenyan government now wants to know, why aren't you reporting this as a side effect?
Yeah.
Why not, guys? And so this is very interesting because there's so much talk about Mr. Bill Gates and going down into other countries and having issues with fertility with the young woman that he's treating down there. Okay? And when we already know what flex is going on, we know what you guys are up to. You've been up to it for a while. We know World War I, II, Civil War, all these things are extensions. And we understand what's going on. So for you to think, and for all the mothers out there right now, you know it's your children. I know that you guys are not really standing for it. You guys are getting really vexed because it's not, see, dads out here, we don't bleed from our hood regular, okay? You have to get kicked in your stones real hard, or your kidney or liver is only real hard, you know what I mean, before you start peeing blood. So we don't get to see that, but you know how often it happens for you guys. So when you see disruptions.
Yo, you were telling me about a doctor that
said, bro, you can't come to my clinic for 30 days.
Yeah.
30 days. We'll put the clip up here. You can't come to my clinic for 30 days because we have people in here that are potentially pregnant or potentially want to have kids.
Yeah.
And this makes sense to me, what they said. When they give you the Zen, your body becomes a spike protein factory. Because it's stimulating the production of those spike proteins so they can build up antibodies for it, etc., right? But now you're releasing these cells continuously in your breath, in your pores, etc. So this is a triggering reproductive abnormalities in women, or abnormalities in the reproductive system of women. Okay?
As a side effect.
And so now, as a side effect. So some have asked me, well, does that mean it's going to really be something that makes them infertile? Well, I don't know. But you wouldn't take a chance?
Well, neither do they.
The boom booms running blood. A couple times a month now. Boom boom that never ran no blood for a set of years under menopause. Now the grapefruit blood clots coming up to come. Yo, what the hey? Okay? So they don't even know. They said, global experts say that more research is needed to determine the impact on the female reproductive system.
We'll let you know.
So, yeah, we don't know either. That's what they say. That's what they said.
We're watching you guys. We're testing you. We'll let you know.
That's the science. That's that for that.
Just joking.
Mali. Malian woman gives birth to 9 babies, breaking a world record. A 25-year-old Malian woman has given birth to 9 babies, 2 more than doctors had detected during her scans. Halima Sisse gave birth to the non-nuplets in Morocco. Mali's government flew her there for specialist care. A woman who had 8 babies in the United States in 2009 holds the Guinness World Record for the most children delivered at a single birth to survive. But Halima has now unseated this particular record.
So, this is why they're pushing so much crap down in the motherland, eh? People out here having problems having 1. You're having 9.
I don't think she's had, well, we don't know if she had any, like the Octo Mom had like fertility treatment.
9.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe she did, but Malayan woman, right?
9. Her name is Halima Cisse, and she's only 25 years old.
25, yeah.
And she don't have to do a damn thing again. She does a damn thing again. And Windows in about, well, she don't have to do a lot. I mean, to take care of her 9
children, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, she didn't need to have no more kids.
She's good.
She's good. The dad's good. And so, now, and she had boys and girls.
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
She's good.
Good. And so now, when about 13, 14 years, your Mother's Day is going to be magnificent. Your Mother's Day is going to be magnificent.
So this kind of ties into the Umar giving the praise to the black woman and all that and the power of the woman. So you know.
Well, we know this.
I'm just saying,
so,
no.
But that's not no.
But that's why we're highlighting it here, just to show common and relevant news showing the power.
I'm not here highlighting that because of that. Non-toplets, bro. Is that what they call it? Nonoplits.
Yeah.
Okay? That doesn't happen. I think that's a world record. That's why we're mentioning it. Because guess what? It was one of us. So that's that for that.
Ghana. Ghana basks in Twitter's surprise choice as Africa HQ. Twitter delivered a surprise for Africa when it said it was establishing a regional headquarters in the West African nation of Ghana, triggering vigorous debates about the business environment for technology startups across the continent.
Oh boy.
The African headquarters for Twitter's in Ghana.
Yeah.
You know they couldn't put it in Nigeria.
What's another way of saying?
If they put that in Nigeria, because they will never put no CIA in Nigeria. Okay?
That's it.
Because you put CIA in Nigeria, then Nigeria knows all of your secrets.
Don't get it twisted.
All of your secrets.
Twitter is the CIA.
But that's why they didn't.
Facebook is the CIA. All of it is. So when I saw that Twitter is going down, I'm like, oh, here we go. Bro.
Yeah, but that's why they didn't put in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Because if they put in Nigeria reverse engineering your whole thing, and now they know everything.
Ghanaians will hack that too. Don't get them no blind. Yeah,
that's how you know that was real. That's how you know that was real. The spirits came and said, "That's right, that's right."
Shameless plug on the. That's the plug.
That's lemonade, right? That's lemonade.
That's my favorite one too, man. You need to keep
bro,
those.
I'm gonna be always making these products because they help people. But now you see, as we were saying, CIA in Ghana. I don't think that bodes too well, to be honest with you.
I mean, I'm not in Ghana. But I
planned on going there pretty soon.
I don't like that, fam.
And I don't like it either.
Yeah. So my problem is that what we're seeing is that
I wish it was put in Nigeria.
We're seeing is that people are celebrating and they think it's good news, or you know what I mean. A tech giant like that, one of the biggest giants in technology, coming there. It's not. It optically doesn't seem bad, but man, the underlying.
What I told you, 1300s. How the man came in and married the woman.
CIA in Ghana. That's it.
CIA in Ghana. That's that for that. Hollywood Shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're going to talk about a movie that was very anticipated. Dude in the movie is a star of Black Panther. Michael B. Jordan.
Big star.
Yeah, he's big, I guess. Sure. I was more interested because Tom Clancy, right? Tom Clancy, Hunt for Red October, Clear and Present Danger, Some of All Fears. Legend, you know? So let's see what he has. But now, when I saw the ads, I don't know, man. When I see some good action scenes in an ad, I'm like, is this all the movie had in it? Or like, what's really going on here? So I said, okay, whatever. I seen an ad, I was like, okay, whatever. I want to check it out when I get a chance. So, how do you like the movie?
Okay. I'm gonna let my bias be known. I was a fan of Michael B. Jordan who's coming up. He did a couple of good movies, but he's fallen out of favor with me, and this didn't do him any favors in getting back into my good books. I didn't like this movie one bit. What's the name of the movie? What's it called?
Without Remorse.
Without Remorse. I have some remorse that I watched this movie. The movie was without a good plot. The movie was without good acting. The movie was also without any good cinematography. The movie was without any tension. The movie was without any quality.
You thought I was harsh, right?
Yeah. The movie was
just without. The movie was without.
The movie was.
The movie could have been called Just Without. Okay. All right. Now I'll tell you this. Let me show you. So I go inside and I'm like, okay, I'll take it in a little bit. And I'm like, oh, Michael B. Jordan movie. Okay, cool. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, you look pretty good in the movie. Yeah. Oh, who's this dude? He must be really young. That's not a dude. Yeah, it is.
Oh, you're talking about the captain. Oh man, you're cold, bro. You're cold.
No, it's not.
You're cool.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's the girl from
That's
Queen.
that dude.
That's the girl from Queen and Slim.
I do.
Oh man, I ain't no dude, bro. You're cold blooded.
You gotta do something about that, man. You gotta do something about that, bro.
Oh man.
Okay? Because hey, that's not flattering at all.
Hey,
when I heard you speak, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay? Fine. But listen, that movie is not flattering in any respect. And when I seen that part, that made me laugh so hard. You gotta do something about that. It's not my fault that I thought you were a dude. You know how much dudes I see in movies that look like that? So now, beyond that, I just started laughing because of the joke. To me, it was a joke. It was funny to me. And when something's funny to me like that, I'm tuning out of the movie. I'm tuning into my belly laugh. And then I just went upstairs and went to sleep. Yeah. So now, after that, I tried to watch this movie 4 times, So I saw the whole thing. But like, it didn't grab me. There was a couple fight scenes. Man. There was a couple fight scenes. I'm like, okay, you can fight. Okay, you can fight. Okay, sure. Whatever. But it's like, bro, this was just without.
Trust me. So like, predictable.
What do you mean without remorse? This is full remorse.
I'm remorseful.
Like, this is full remorse.
Yeah, man.
And for all the people saying, oh, this is wicked. This is a wicked stuff. Jumping on the bandwagon, bro. Just because it's Michael B. Jordan. Okay,
and Tom
Clancy.
Understand?
Yeah, but bro, like, I know that Tom Clancy wrote a good novel. I know this was a good novel. I know this, but bro, you can be an action hero. You have the physique, you have the look, you seem to have the moves, but bro, that supporting cast.
Yo, he wasn't good in it. Don't big him up like he did anything. The way they set the movie up is like they're trying to create like a Bourne. Like they're trying to make a series.
And you're not Bourne, bro.
That is not working for this movie.
No, well, not for the way you're. You need to be more James Bond. Okay? More James Bond. If you want that role, more James Bond.
I hope they don't make another one of these movies. Like, or get a new director.
Bro, they're making another one of the movies. You know they're making another one.
Oh, jeez.
You know how much black women said, Michael B. Jordan, he has his shirt off? Fair enough. Hopefully the next one's better. But the sequels are generally not better than the original. All
right, so...
What do you give it?
Okay.
Out of 10.
I'm giving this a 3 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
3,
3. For all the things it was without. That's why.
So this movie was called For All the Things It Was Just Without Full Remorse.
Oh, man.
I would say that this gets... Yeah, you don't even get a mediocre.
Can't, man.
You don't even get a mediocre. You get a flushers. A flushers. So that's like a flushers would be 4. I'll give you one more than him. 4.
Oh, that's generous.
You get a 4. What did I give the 4 the last time? What did I give 4 the last time?
Mortal Kombat, I believe you gave it 4.
Oh no, this is 3. This is 3. Mortal Kombat I enjoyed a little bit. I watched Mortal Kombat from the beginning to the end.
Trust me.
Like,
you know, I love Mortal Kombat. So
I love Mortal Kombat playing the game, but like,
I love the movie, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
without remorse, full remorse.
Yeah, full remorse. Man.
Without a chance. Give me a break. And that's that for that. So my superior shout out today goes out to Chronic Relief. It's a Black-owned licensed producer of cannabis and cannabis products. And what else needs to be said? Big up owners. I don't think you want your names on display right here. But we have, we have a good relationship, and I really appreciate you guys, and superior salute. Now, this concludes another week of AlphaMail Mondays, and Sunday was Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers on the planet. My mom, especially. The mother of my children, especially. We have good moms all around. And I don't know what your experience is with your moms, but the experience that I have with my mom is superior, as well as with the mother of my children. Superior style, with a smile, every single time. And with that, you have any shout-outs, Culture Rich?
Well, of course, I want to big up my mother, greatest mother to ever live. Big up my mama. Mother of my children as well. Happy Mother's Day to all the women out there doing their thing. We love you and appreciate everything you do. So tune in next week. We'll have a lot more for you. And sometimes we get on the ladies, but we still love you. You know how it is.
And remember, if you like this stuff here that we're doing, we don't have a Patreon yet. We're working on it. You can always just send an email transfer. So now, subscribe, share the video if you like it. And peace, power, positive vibes. We love you.
Love you
and
guys.
tune in next week. We got some more in store for you.